evenings. They're pretty special. There's a lot of caring for our police and fire in this town, and you raise our quality to a whole new level. Thank you. I'd like to call the meeting to order on Thursday, July 20th, on the 17th. My eyes are still dilated. On July 17th, 2025, it's 7:03 p.m. I'd call the meeting to order. Christie, if you would, please.
Trustee Bancole? Here. Trustee Broccolino?
Here.
Trustee Alba?
Here.
Trustee Gutierrez?
Here.
Trustee Kunkel?
Here.
And Trustee Porter is on his way.
But he's not here yet.
Not yet.
Thank you. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have a motion to accept the agenda.
So moved.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Yeah, removing 7A9 from consent agenda.
7A9. Anything else? Hearing nothing else? Christie, call the roll.
Trustee Broccolino?
Yes.
Trustee Alba?
Yes.
Trustee Gutierrez?
Yes.
Trustee Kunkel?
Yes.
And Trustee Bancole?
Yes.
Thank you.
Very good. I'm going to switch these presentations around. I'll jump with the swearing in. Firefighters Jeremy O'Brien, Justin Smith, and Lisa Valley, one at a time, come in for swearing in. Do I have my stuff?
It's not
He's got it.
You can bring your family up too. Okay. You as well.
Can't do this without the family. It's a family affair. Jerry O'Brien.
And if he does,
Firefighter paramedic Jeremiah O'Brien is being sworn in tonight as a full-time firefighter paramedic. Firefighter paramedic O'Brien received his EMT certification in 2020, completed his firefighter operations through Elburn and Countryside Fire Protection District. Firefighter paramedic O'Brien received an associate degree in paramedicine from Waubonsie Community College in 2023. Firefighter paramedic O'Brien completed his paramedic training through the Delnor Hospital Paramedic Program and was certified in April 2024. Prior to coming to Hanover Park Fire Department, firefighter paramedic O'Brien worked for the Elburn and Countryside Fire Protection Districts. Firefighter paramedic O'Brien has begun his field training officer period and is currently completing his ride time. You get to ride along? He's not doing anything? Sorry. Sometimes I have to ad-lib this stuff. Firefighter paramedic O'Brien is assigned to the Gold Shift under Battalion Chief Garrett Cody. You're very fortunate. Garrett's a good guy. Yeah, he'll keep you out of trouble.
I need that.
All right, do you use the Bible? Okay.
So you can hold that for you?
oh, I can hold it for you. Yeah.
And then turn this way around.
I don't know. There we go.
Raise your right hand. Left hand on the Bible.
My comments always are, we're going to do this till we get it right. You're the guinea pig. You're
Yeah.
first. Okay. I raise your right hand. State your name.
Jeremiah O'Brien,
You solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the firefighter paramedic to the best of my ability.
the duties of the firefighter paramedic to the best of my ability.
And keep your dad proud.
Yep.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you.
bloodletting at this time is appropriate.
You got it. Yay.
Very good. Let's get a photo together.
Congratulations.
Here.
Thank you. Here's your certificate.
Where are we taking it back? Oh, right here. Okay.
Stick in here. Very good.
I'll send those to you.
Okay. Keep me out of trouble.
Yes, he's got it.
All right. Congratulations. Finally got your three, huh?
Yeah, we still got two more, but yeah. Jerry, you can bring that over here.
Justin Smid and family, smiling, welcome. Firefighter paramedic Justin Smid is being sworn in tonight as a full-time firefighter paramedic. Firefighter paramedic Smid received his EMT certification in 2021, completed his fire operations through the Illinois Fire Service Institute. Firefighter paramedic Smid completed his paramedic training through Kishwaukee College and was certified in September 2023. Firefighter paramedic Smid also works for the Somonauk Fire Department. Firefighter paramedic Smid has begun his field training officer period and is currently completing his ride time. What's with all this ride time? Anyway, firefighter paramedic assigned to the Red Shift under the command of Battalion Chief Brian Similek. Another quality guy. You're going to learn a lot. So, families all here? All right. Okay. I state your name.
I, Justin Smith,
You solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and I will faithfully discharge
and I'll faithfully discharge
the duties of firefighter paramedic
the firefighter paramedic
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The first gentleman, I forgot to ask, but this gentleman I'm going to ask. Cubs or Sox?
I don't have connection to sports that much, but I'd go with Cubs.
All right, all right. Cubs or Sox? All right, we got two Cub fans. We get a photo. Very good. You meet the board. Okay. Thank you. Three new salaries. All in the budget. Alyssa Valley.
Where's the, can we get a mic? She died. We'll start over. It's okay. Don't worry.
Dead battery,
Happens all
Judd.
the time, guys.
Oh, yeah. The battery's dead, but I'm alive. Oh, you gotta bear with me tonight. Firefighter Paramedic Valley completed her paramedic training through the Advocate Lutheran General Hospital program and was certified in June 2023. I hear they have quite a good program.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. We're counting on you.
I'll do my
All right.
best.
Prior to coming to Hanover Park Fire Department, firefighter Paramedic Valley worked at the Rosemont Fire Department through Metro Ambulance. Firefighter Paramedic Valley has begun her field training officer period and completing her ride time. Firefighter Paramedic Valley is assigned to the Black Shift under the command of Battalion Chief Ryan Jasper. Jasper, the one that's smiling in the back there. Is this your family too? Oh, well, come on up. We gotta get the whole family in here. Somebody hold it up. All right. Keep smiling. No wonder what you're up to. Hi, state your name.
I, Alyssa Valley,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I'll support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois.
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois.
I will faithfully discharge
I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office of firefighter paramedic
the duties of the office of firefighter and paramedic
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations. Nice job. Hi, guys. How you doing? Good. I love your old name. Oh, yes. I'm old Nate. Very old Nate. Gotta love it. Oh, you made it, Bert.
It'll stick.
I'm having my normal fun.
She'll fix it.
Get our pose again. Everybody's smiling. Oh, this is a great night.
Come on, Mom. Come on, Nona.
Oh, come on up. Your mom? Your grandma? Come on, Grandma, stand right here.
Everybody can come in.
Your
Yeah.
granddaughter.
Party in here.
Isn't that nice? He's wearing out the coat.
Dual wield.
All right. Are you Cubs or Sox fans? Oh, we're getting 1,000.
I'm with you, hon.
Congratulations. Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, you can all leave now if you don't want the boring stuff.
But seriously, we'll give them a moment. Thank you.
Okay. Has everyone signed in for town hall? You signing in for town hall? Did you come to speak?
I'm the auditor.
She's the auditor.
Oh, you're the auditor.
She will take the mic.
You get a pass.
You don't need a second, we'll get you.
So the newspaper is here, so make us look good. Right, Eric?
All right, look at that. We're back.
All right. Our auditor presentation of the annual comprehensive financial reports. You have the floor,
Come on up.
the microphone.
Better? All right, thank you. My name is Jasleen Kaur. I am the audit manager on this audit. I believe this is my second audit with the team. I'll walk you through a couple of pieces of required communication that we've published in relation to the December 31st, 2024 audit. I'm going to start off by thanking the board for having me here this evening. I would also like to thank Remy and her staff for bearing with us for 2 weeks on site. I know they have their own jobs and responsibilities, and having auditors on site is not the most pleasant experience, so we appreciate all the efforts that went into getting this done on time. First piece I would like to go over is the SAS 114 letter, the primary purpose of which is to convey whether or not we had any difficulties or disagreements with the management, and happy to report that no such difficulties or disagreements were encountered. The next part is the actual thick bound report, the ACFR we like to call it. A couple of pages I would like to point out. Page 11 talks about the Certificate of Achievement Award. It's issued by the GFOA, or the Government Finance Officers Association, and represents the highest level of reporting excellence that a governmental entity can receive. We understand that additional time and burden is placed on staff to meet those requirements, so kudos to them again, and we will be working with them again next year to apply. Pages 14 through 16 talk about the independent auditor's report, which basically describes that manager's responsibility is the preparation and fair presentation of the financial statements. Our responsibility as an audit firm is to generate an opinion on those financial statements, and we've issued an unmodified, which is the cleanest form of opinion we can issue. Pages 18 through 33 talks about the management's discussion and analysis, or the MD&A. It's a great narrative summary of basically the whole report. We understand it's a lot of numbers and tables within the report, so this section breaks everything down into words, charts, and graphs for easier comprehension. I will, like I said, will not bore you with numbers. If you have any questions on particular anything, please let me know or stop me at any moment. The next part is the notes to financial statements, where you will see anything from the budgetary information, deposits and investments, interfund balances, capital assets, long-term debt, as well as IMRF and OPEB information. Lastly, the required supplementary information, you will see other budget to actuals by fund, as well as other budgetary comparison schedules as well. Last piece I would like to go over is the management letter, the purpose of which is to convey any internal control recommendations we may have, or best practices we see industry-wide, or upcoming GASB pronouncements, which is everybody's favorite right now. We have one that is like negative commingled cash, which again can be fixed going into next year, nothing crazy. And then two upcoming standards from GASB are GASB 102 and 103, which will work with the staff and implement whichever is applicable for the village. Any questions?
Any questions of the board? Hearing none?
Like I said, it was very painless. Starting the year off with one of these good audits is always great before we jump into the bad one, so appreciate it.
Thank you.
Juliana, any comments on the audit?
Thank you, no, appreciate everybody who was involved.
Sounds like a nice collaborative operation, so review. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Town hall, anyone for town hall? Seeing no one. Village President's report. I've been very busy dealing with the transit bill and having conversations with many mayors on the evolution of what came out of the Senate. And the Daily Herald's been very supportive, identified the need for additional conversations. And so we have ongoing references there with our legislators, with the Mayor's Caucus, and with the rest, the 275 mayors of the Mayor's Caucus, looking for a consensus. So we're working on that, and I have some notes I need to catch up with everyone on from my trip to Florida with the U.S. Conference of Mayors, and when I get those organized, probably after I figure out this transit situation. So with that, I'd like to move to, on this vote, items on the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
So those are items 7A1 through 7A8 and 7A10.
Yes, I'd like to,
We moved 9.
you did, okay, all right, fine.
Anything else?
No, that's good.
Okay.
Very good. Motion, go ahead. Vote.
Trustee Albuck?
Yes.
Trustee Gutierrez? Yes. Trustee Porter?
Yes,
Trustee Kunkel?
Yes.
Trustee Bancole?
Yes.
And Trustee Broccolino?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. 789, motion to pass a resolution approving a franchise contract for refuse collection, disposal, and recycling services as a residential scavenger with Groot Industries, Inc., and authorize the village manager to execute the necessary documents. We have a motion?
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
yes.
Yes. Well, okay. A few questions, maybe just a couple of points of clarification. So I know that it was mentioned in the memo that it said that the current garbage and recycle bins are about 15 years old. So is this saying that everyone will now receive new bins?
Yes.
Okay.
Was that a yes?
Your mic, I don't think your microphone.
Was that a yes? Oh, okay.
You mean
Good.
totes, not bins, right?
Or, yeah,
Yes, everyone will receive a new one.
okay. And so it's, the
Yes.
cost is around $25, that's what it's saying? Is that what that figure is? The
I could use a
$24.48.
new bin, so I'm glad this is.
It's, the single-family rate would be $23.98. Is that what you were asking?
Okay, yes, yes. Okay, so that was my first question, so thank you, thanks for clarifying. My
The current, I'm
second-
sorry, the current rate is about $25, so
That's not
it's
the
actually a
cost for
decrease.
the-
Not the cost for the tote, the current monthly rate.
I think she's asking, is
Yeah,
there a
she's
cost
asking
for
about the tote.
Oh,
price?
it was built into the rate.
I think it's built into the whole cost.
Okay, so our residents won't see like an additional cost on their
Correct.
No.
monthly cost? Okay, thanks for clarifying. My second question is, I know that we've had a couple residents reach out and ask about the senior discount that's provided in other municipalities. So I was really happy to see, that in this new contract, our seniors will receive 50% off of their monthly garbage pickup if they're 65 and older. So thank you very much for making sure that that's been added in.
Can I make a clarification on that? The language is the same as the previous contract. If you look on page 101, it says 50% discount to any household where the head of the household is 65 years of age or older and are eligible for the benefit access program. So you have, and that's currently in place, so if you're eligible for the benefit access program, and it used to be called the Illinois Circuit Breaker Grant, and you would come in and you'd fill out an application and apply, And if you meet the eligibility requirements, then you will receive the 50% discount. That has been in place up to now and will continue in this contract. There's not a provision for just if you're 65 years old.
Okay, so thanks for clarifying. So why is that not in this contract?
It was not proposed by the franchise, Groot, who is providing the proposal.
So.
I assume it wasn't in the RFP, correct?
It was
If
not
it
a
was in the RFP, that this would be what they would be providing?
It was not a specific requirement in the RFP for there was some discussion at the board dais, but there was not something that went and put that in the RFP. Am I making
So you
sense?
said that this was the way it was before.
This,
Right.
yes.
And so wasn't that when the RFP went out, isn't that the provision that went out with the RFP? The provision that you're talking about, the 50%, and also being qualified under the,
Group proposed an agreement that continued with that practice as part of the RFP. But there was some discussion at the board level, but not consensus of the board, that 65 and over without the benefit access level being met, that they would also get the 50% discount.
So there was not consensus because we were told back in November or early December that we had to wait until this contract was brought before us again.
It's before you this way.
Right, but when this issue was initially raised 7 months ago, we were told, oh, you have to wait for the new contract. Now that the new contract is here, you're saying, oh, we didn't put it in the RFP.
That was not my impression of the discussion that was had that evening. I thought it was that there was some discussion of it, but there was no consensus to move forward, and so when it was put out in the RFP, it was put out in the status quo. So there's a discount for 65 and over, as long as it's income qualified.
I agree with that, because I remember commenting that all those over 65 don't need the discount and are more willing to pay the fair share.
Yes, there were some saying that. I think that there were comments on both sides.
Okay, so I will just read. So December 2nd, 2024. Several board meetings ago, it was mentioned that a resident contacted me and asked why the Village of Hanover Park did not offer the senior discount for Groot. Wasn't aware of this program, and after several calls, it was explained that we in fact do have a discount program. The village offers 50% off group services as the individual has applied for Illinois Benefits Access and can provide proof of eligibility. They must contact Public Works Department, who will then assist them with obtaining a discount. Our contract was up for renewal. It was asked if we can add an age-based category, 65 and up, the same eligibility as currently our water infrastructure discount fee. We were able to look into this and did not recommend that we switch out our age-based eligibility for needs-based, but that we keep the needs-based eligibility, so the benefits access that Juliana brought up, and add the age-based category 65 and up. And then went on to explain all the different municipalities that currently already offer this. Elk Grove Village offers 10%, 65 and up. Bartlett, 10% to their seniors. Warrenville offers a reduced rate, but they don't specify what this rate is. Niles, 10%. Mundelein, Arlington, so it goes on and on and on. So we were told several months ago that we had to wait until this contract was before us. And now you're saying, or what I'm hearing, is that it wasn't put in. And so now we have an impartial contract. So I guess this is frustrating because we're sitting here, we've spent 7 months, we're having our residents reach out to us. Why don't we have this service available to us? Why is it that these surrounding communities have this discount available? And now after 7 months of waiting, we're being told that the change that we were told to wait for in this new contract, it's not even in the new contract. So what,
Well, some of us
yeah, so
argued
we weren't
against
even
it.
able
Right.
to,
Right.
right, so
So I'm not sure what you were reading from, but I think that
this
that's.
was sent to you on
I-
December
I-
2nd of
But
2024.
I think that
so-
those are consistent with the comments that you, from recollection, that you made at that board meeting. There were others at the dais that spoke to the fact that 65-year-old, just because you're 65 doesn't mean that you should have 50% reduction in your water, that's revenue that would be spread, those were costs that would be spread out to the rest of those who are under 65 for the garbage. And so there was some discussion, but there was never consensus of the board or even direction of the board to move to put it into the RFP and require it as an RFP contract requirement. And so now you have before you a Groot proposal. It's an RFP. We received 2 RFPs for 2 companies, gave a proposal. This is the contract from Groot. We're bringing it before you. It's for your approval. If you don't wish to approve it, or you wish to make a change, then we would take the next steps based on the direction of the board.
And so just to clarify, you've said there was no consensus of the board. There was no consensus of the board. There wasn't consensus because you told us to wait. You said that we had to wait until this new contract was upped for us, and then didn't put in the provision in the new contract. So that's why it's not that, we didn't want to talk about this. It's not that there wasn't consensus. We were told to wait. And so I think that's what's frustrating about this. And so if we are interested in making an amendment on, and just so others can follow along, it's on page 101. It's under letter D, senior and disabled discount. If we are, how would we go about that process, making an amendment so that we could add in, or even just be allowed to have a full board conversation about having that age-based category in there?
Well, you could, my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, Bertie, you can have, this item is before you, you can have that conversation. I can't guarantee that Groot will agree to it or that the board will like the results of the change, whether it's 50%, 10%, or some other percentage reduction, or to the discount to the seniors, because those costs will be passed on to others in the community who have service. So somebody under 65 will then have a higher rate than what Director Moore had indicated earlier, because they will be subsidizing somebody who's 65 and over and not meeting the benefit access program. And that was the argument made by some elected officials at the dais at that time. So I would say the board should have a discussion as to whether what Trustee Bancole is asking is something that the entire board or majority of the board is interested in.
And so, do you have data that talks, or maybe we can put together data as to what those costs would look like?
We don't have that data because we have what was submitted. Right now, there are approximately under 150 people that take advantage of this program. However, there would be a significant change, quite a significant change to the numbers as proposed by Groot, should all households with somebody that is 65 or older be presented as being eligible for a 50% reduction. Like Juliana said, the cost of this program is fixed. The cost of the program is what it is. It's who pays for the program. So right now, it's distributed from the youngest people that are single-family homeowners or participate in the program in multifamily in certain ways. And they would certainly, I think, come in and make an argue that they have a needs-based. And then it goes across the board all the way up to those above 65. That's why many communities will always have a needs-based portion in it for those over 65, because it is this is one of the rare instances where it is very evenly and demonstrably distributed across the entire community.
Anybody, any other board members have any other suggestions on that?
Well, also, I think a little bit, we're talking apples and oranges, because in our current RFP, ours is a 50% discount if you have access to Illinois Basic IBAP. If you have IBAP, you get 50%. But the ones that you were mentioning earlier, trustee, those ones are 10% discounts and are age-based. So to sort of
And
make sure we're talking about the same thing, we want to make sure that it's needs-based, which I think the IBAP is the part of the precision that makes it needs-based and not just age-based, where our discount is actually deeper than the discount that the other villages you cited were offering. But if we make it just age-based, they get less discount for everybody, more pay for everybody else, or a higher price for everybody else. And we don't focus on just the portion of the demographic that's need-based. So I just would like to make sure that we clarify before we move forward on whether we're going to change language. Are we talking about making this the way that it is for the needs-based folks, the IBAP, where it's 113 households out of our 11,000? That's great, and I would make sure that we keep that part. But making it 10% for just everybody over 65, like Director TJ was saying, then that's going to change the math considerably for everybody, and not necessarily focus on our folks that need it the most. Does that make sense?
No, that
saying it
does
right?
make sense, that does
Okay.
make sense.
All
And
right.
and I would just like to, and would hopefully hear from others, but would just like to clarify that it's and/or, that different municipalities do different things. Some are needs-based, some are strictly just based on your age. Troy, a couple years ago when we were going through our water bill infrastructure discount program, there were some similar things that were said that, you know, if we provide this discount, you know, many people will take advantage of it. And to this day, it's a really small portion of those that take advantage of it, but it means a lot to them, right? So I'm hearing similar things that, you know, there may be, you know, an exponential amount of increase on other residents, you know, monthly garbage bills, but we've had similar conversations like this where we've added age-based and also needs-based categories, and the data has shown that it's not that many people that take advantage of it. And so, and that's why I was saying if we could, maybe we don't have it tonight, but I would like to have that data. I think it would help us make just a more informed decision when it comes to this. But I welcome others to chime in.
A couple of things come to mind on this particular issue. Number one, it concerns me that there are only 113 seniors that are taking advantage of the ICB grant, which makes me question how effectively communicated is that grant, is that option out there to the community? Are people aware that that's even available? Because I would think that in our overall population that there are probably more people that could avail themselves of that discount. So I don't know how we communicate that option and what we've done. So I think that would be my first question. And secondly, obviously we're not talking about a 50% senior discount for everyone over 65. That's a non-starter, and I don't think anyone is recommending that. However, I think that there may be a number, whether it's 5% or 10% or whatever that number may be, that would be suitable for the 65 and over class that could be applied to all residents. Now, the difficulty becomes how do we operate a two-tiered system where you've got some people that are qualifying for a 50% 65 and older and some that are 10%. That seems like that's a little unmanageable. I don't know how we go through the logistics of making that work. I think as a board, we probably need to determine what's the greater good in these two options? Is it to better communicate the ICB grant so that more people can take advantage of it? Or is it to forsake those 113 households that are doing it in exchange for opening it up to all residents over 65 and allowing them to have a 10% discount?
One thing to keep in mind, correct me if I'm wrong, if you were to publish or try and encourage other people who might qualify for that program, I don't think it would cost the village any money, right? It would just be-
We do advertise it. We put it in the
Yeah.
highlighter, we
Yeah.
put it on e-news, we have it on our website. We talked about it at different special events with, so
I'm
we
just
can
trying-
continue
I'm just
to
trying
do.
say- I'm just trying to say that if you reduce the rate for the seniors by a percentage, that will alter the amount of money that the contractor receives. And then you will not have a real contract to enter into without amending it or something, or having them agree. However, if you were to add more people, and I think that's what you're after, to the 50% or more because they meet that criteria of being 65 and the other requirements, the contractor is still bound to take those people for that discount. So I think
That is
that's an
correct.
important consideration.
Correct.
In the end, though, the amount that this contract is for is going to be spread out amongst our residents one way or the other. This is,
Not if the increase of those receiving the 50% reduction went from 100 to 300.
I'm just saying that the cost, overall cost to deliver or to pick up refuse in town is one set price. And so it is spread over our residents. Right now, they are taking into consideration the 65 and over benefit access program. And those individuals get that, and it's built in. They know what that cost is because it's been in place for several years, several contracts. And so that's in place and they understand it and they've given their pricing based on that. This request now or what we're discussing, I've heard 50%, I've heard 10, I've heard other communities. That is not in these numbers. And we would have to go back to Groot and have the conversation with them and get them to agree, and then the remaining costs would be spread out amongst all of the residents.
Then,
So let me,
And just so you know, we are on, well,
I think going back to what I said, I think that if you could encourage people who would qualify for the 65 and over and the 50% reduction because they meet the criteria, you know, that would be maybe something that would satisfy the,
it goes
you know,
along with it.
increasing that number. And there would be no additional cost to the village or no additional cost to any of the other recipients who get garbage.
but but Bernie, those are the benefit access individuals, and we will continue to advertise and try to encourage people and work with the township and work with staff to have those people receive that
Aware,
benefit.
aware.
But I don't believe that that's what trustee Bancole is requesting of the board. Right now, she's
I agree that isn't what
requesting.
she's requesting, but I'm saying that might be something that would make, you know,
Well, just the fact that we're passing this tonight, I assume, that we're going to put it out and say that, you know, this is eligible for those over 65 that have that special need. I'm not an advocate of all 65 getting any reduction because this is a youthful town. I don't want to push that extra burden on our young families, especially by those of us that can afford to pay the trash bill. So don't just give me a discount that I'm not asking for. And I don't want to push that on to our young families. This is a town with a lot of young families. If they have to pay extra money because everybody over 65 is going to get a bump or a reduction, that I can't support. But I can support additional advocacy around, hey, this is available for those over 65 that qualify. And it might go from, what is it, 117 to maybe 200 or something? You know, let's get that awareness out there.
Just a couple of things. This program is not equitable. The circuit breaker program is for people with disabilities as well as 65 and over. And the new 2025 income limits say that a couple cannot make more than $44,533. Once upon a time, that would be me, my husband, and my 2 kids. And we still wouldn't be able to get this discount because I'm not over 65. So those are just the 2 points I wanted to make sure you know that it's not equitable, but it also does help people that are differently abled that are not over 65. It's just something to keep in mind.
And it's the same program that we use for the water assistance as well, that goes through the
The
township.
circuit breaker program?
It's not called the circuit breaker program anymore, it's the benefit
The
access
benefit access program?
So there's,
But we have an age-based discount for the water program, for our water billing. Is that correct?
We have the benefit access program, but yes, we also have a provision, longstanding provision about a discount for people 65 and over. That's been discussed widely over the years as to whether that's fair and should be in place or taken away or whatever. So yes, we have that in place.
So my question is, why wouldn't the same thinking apply to this program as we've done with the water program? If we've made it work with the water program, what would stop us from making this work with the waste recycling program?
And that's what I
So-
said
if
back
I-
in December.
so-
That's
so
exactly what I
the-
said back in December.
Yeah.
That's the exact-
So
we pay a lot less
it's,
for trash than we do for water.
I'm sorry, can I just say something? Can we turn off the AC? It's really cold in here.
You can pay me to,
I think a couple of us are freezing up here. Is there some way to?
All right, let me see what I can.
I think that there have been arguments, discussion, differences of opinion on the water discount as well. That is for a utility that you have the control over how much water you use, and I don't want to go down that path. This, right now, we have potentially, just looking at the water to try to gauge how many seniors we have about 1,800 that could take advantage of if they didn't have the age benefit, the benefit access program, just straight 65. And ideally, it would be somebody that was a head of household, but we have no way to control it. So if you have a multi-generational family in your house and somebody's 65 and they come forward and they put the application, that household would get it. So then that is $52,000 if you do it at the 10%, that would then be spread out amongst all of the other users in town.
What if you did it based on income?
Where are
I
these
don't know, we
figures
have a benefit access program, it's built in, I don't know.
Because I know a lot of the folks that take care of that would benefit for the water, where they are in housing that the water is included into the rent, so they don't really get they're low income, so they don't get it, but.
Well, and those same people might actually not be paying this. So depending on how the multifamily works, the multifamily may not be, this program does include some multifamily, but in large part, it is single-family residences.
That's what
Now,
I'm saying.
there are some adjoined I'm using the wrong word here. There is some attached housing that is
Right.
included in this that is treated as single-family, but in some instances, and some cases, if you think of the bigger developments, those are included those could even be under different programs where they're actually private altogether, where the development itself brings in its own garbage. It's a little bit complicated. But if somebody's in a 10-story unit where they're not necessarily paying for their water,
Right.
they aren't necessarily paying for their trash either.
Right,
The-
that's what I'm saying.
if you think of this
but
program, it's
it'd be
really a
interesting
single
to
family.
look at
But
it
I
based
think
on
on the
income.
on the water side, if we sell water, right? So
Right, we
we
can
sell
absorb
water.
that.
So if we give somebody a discount, we give some a discount, we don't have that revenue in our water fund, and so we don't spend it. So when we go into budget season, when we'll balance the budget, we won't have that. In this case, it's a private entity contract to provide garbage service. The residents pay the garbage, would pay Groot directly. We don't, it doesn't come through. So if you provide a discount to some group of people, they will then take that $51,000 and spread it out over the others who are receiving that service, or twice that or 3 times, depending on the percentage. So it's hard, it's not something that is apples to apples with the water, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yes.
I understand. Where is the 51,000? Where are you pulling that figure from?
So we looked at our water accounts, we tried to determine how many seniors we had in town. It's a rough exercise, so we estimate that we have 1,790.
Who are using the water
No,
program?
who are senior
At all.
or who have households that have a senior in them.
But who's using the water program?
Oh, I don't know.
Yes.
Those are the figures that we're trying
But-
to get at.
Whoever's on the property. If they're
Right,
renting and they're 65, they're applied, they're.
Right, right. So I think what would be helpful for me is if we just had that data, right? So you said that you would have to go back to Groot, ask them, present them with new information. I think that would be helpful. It would clear some confusion up, and we would just be able to see the numbers, see what the breakdown would be, and then we could come to a fully informed decision and figure out, this might be the best for our community, this might not be the best for our community. But to say that we just should move forward with a contract that doesn't have a provision in it that we talked about 7 months ago, I find that to be unacceptable.
I would like to know if there's, the board as a whole, before we go back to Groot and start talking about provisions in this.
Why don't you
if
just take the vote on the ordinance
At
and
that,
find out?
Mayor.
So, let's do that.
Well,
To-
there's another point that I wanted to raise about the contract as it's presented, and that's the yard waste sticker fee. And I saw that increase is, I think, pretty substantial from year to year. If I can go back to it.
For Groot, it goes for 2026 to $3, 2027 is $3.15, 2028 is $3.31, 2029 is $3.48, and 2030 is $3.65. So it goes up about 15 cents per year, and it's comparable with Flood Brothers.
Yeah, that's pretty standard.
And this contract was the lower of the two, so of the
Significantly.
2 RFPs, contract proposals.
So your question, Herb, is?
Yeah, so, the annual increase, what I'm wondering is what warrants that type of increase from year to year? What are the factors that they base that increase on? As someone that uses yard waste stickers pretty regularly and pretty heavily during the year, we're not like some communities that even offer free yard waste pickup, where, people can sweep things to the curb, and the village comes by and picks it up. We charge that fee, and when you're going out and you're buying 5, 6, 7, 8 yard waste stickers to accommodate your refuge, what is the reason behind that increase? I see that, whether Flood is offering it or the others, why is that increase so constant from year to year? What is the reason for that?
Sure. So I actually just talked about this and in general, this topic with them. One of the reasons, because in fact, I would have lost the bet last time we were here discussing this. I said it was going to go up significantly, or I was expecting a pretty significant upgrade. So when the price actually went down, I went back to them and said, how could you possibly do this for the single-family monthly rate? And they said they have invested heavily in automation. because they have to. One of their most expensive things, for example, is their liability. Particularly if you've seen the news in the last year, you've seen different garbage trucks have issues around the Chicagoland area, so they have a lot of liability in them. And they've heavily, heavily automated. And one of the areas that still requires a lot of human touching, if you will, is yard waste. So the yard waste tends to be one of the things that escalates, and it's one of the things that the residents actually have, to a limited degree, somewhat control over. How are they disposing of their yard waste? So for example, we also have a limb program where you can put your limbs out, and they are genuinely taken for free, because the communities where it's free, it's not free. You're paying for it every month. They're just building it into the price. And usually they build in quite a lot, assuming that it's going to be fairly hefty. In this case, the people that have the yard debris that they generate and want to do that, the cost for that is the yard waste sticker. Whereas for those that want to have less of that, don't want to do that, don't want to participate in that, will use fewer yard waste stickers and don't have to pay for it in their monthly bill. This seemed like, the way that I wrote it, as the best way to accommodate everyone's individual lifestyle. That was at least the thought behind writing it the way that I did.
Okay.
I just would like to add one more thing. So Bernie, so just to clarify, you were saying that we should move forward with the vote? Or what were you saying?
No, I just said, the only thing that I said is that they put it out for proposals. They receive new proposals. So you already know that they've gotten these proposals. It included this 50% reduction for 65 and over if they also meet this other criteria. They're bound by that. If that number were to increase, it doesn't affect anybody else except the scavenger, who will receive less money. And so the other way of doing it now would be, if you talked about reducing the 65 and overs across the board, that would reduce, and that would allow the scavenger to come back to you and say, well, this isn't what you proposed, and this isn't the contract that we thought we were entering into, and either you have to negotiate it with him, or you have to rebid it again. And I just think that at this point, you're probably better off just trying to encourage more people who qualify for that 65 and over to take advantage of it. And maybe there are quite a few more. I really don't.
I'd like to call the question.
Yeah.
I'd like to make a motion that we move forward with this as it's written.
Why don't you just call it?
I'll second that. Okay.
All right, now you have a motion and a second, which basically I believe is calling the question.
Correct. All right, trustee Alba,
Yes.
trustee Gutierrez,
No.
trustee Porter,
No.
trustee Kunkel,
Yes.
trustee Bancole,
No.
trustee Broccolino. Yes.
So that motion
Mayor
fails.
Craig,
So.
Yes.
Yeah, so now you can move the vote.
motion passes.
Thank you.
Now you have to take the vote.
We did take a
No, you took the vote on
On
his
call.
motion. Now you take the
Call
vote
the
on
question.
it.
Okay.
One second. All right, trustee Alba,
Yes.
trustee Gutierrez. No. Trustee Porter,
No.
trustee Kunkel,
Yes.
trustee Bancole,
No.
trustee Broccolino,
Yes.
Mayor Craig.
Yes.
Thank you.
7A11, motion to waive competitive bidding and approve the contract with Fence Connection, Inc. to provide the installation of County Farm Road arterial fence in the amount of $37,375. Furthermore, approve a contingency amount of $1,625 to maximize the installation for total project cost of $39,000 and authorize the village manager to execute the necessary documents. 2/3 vote on the corporate authorities is required. So moved.
Second.
Thank you.
Discussion? Hearing none. Christie, call the roll.
Trustee Gutierrez,
Yes.
trustee Porter,
Yes.
Trustee Kunkel?
Yes.
Trustee Bancole?
Yes.
Trustee Broccolino?
Yes.
And Trustee Alba?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. 7812, move to pass an ordinance approving 6 design exceptions in a master plan development in the VC-C Village Center. Mixed-use core district for an approximate 6.3 acre site and up to 199 apartment development at the northwest corner of County Farm and Ontario Roads. And thank you for the discussion.
Got one from Council.
Second.
Thank you.
Move motion and second, discussion. Hearing none, Christie call the roll.
Trustee Porter?
Yes.
Trustee Kunkel?
Yes.
Trustee Bancole?
Yes.
Trustee Broccolino?
Yes.
Trustee Alba?
Yes.
And Trustee Gutierrez?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
13.
What's next? You gotta write a term sheet? Juliana?
7813.
No, I said what's next for the project, the term sheet?
Yep.
Okay,
She's got one to do.
just checking. 7813, move to pass an ordinance granting special use for non-village owned utility on portion of property located north and adjacent to Lake Street, 26 West 258 Lake Street, Hanover Park, Illinois.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Christie, call the roll.
Trustee Kunkel?
Yes.
Trustee Bancole?
Yes.
Trustee Broccolino?
Yes.
Trustee Alba?
Yes.
Trustee Gutierrez?
Yes.
And Trustee Porter?
Yes.
Thank you. Number 14.
Thank you. 7814, motion to pass an ordinance authorizing the vacation. Is that correct?
Yes.
Of a portion of alley right of way for property located at 2136, 2128, and 2120 West Lake Street. 3/4 vote of the corporate authorities required.
So moved.
Second. We have motion and second, discussion. Christie, call the roll.
Trustee Bancole?
Yes.
Trustee Broccolino?
Yes.
Trustee Alba?
Yes.
Trustee Gutierrez?
Yes.
Trustee Porter?
Yes.
Trustee Kunkel?
Yes.
Mayor Craig?
Aye.
Thank you.
7A15, move to approve warrant 7/17/2025 in the amount of $786,085.61.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions on the warrant? Hearing none, Christie, call the roll.
Trustee Broccolino?
Yes.
Trustee Alba?
Yes.
Trustee Gutierrez?
Yes.
Trustee Porter?
Yes.
Trustee Kunkel?
Yes.
And Trustee Bancole?
Yes.
Yep.
Thank you. 7A16, move to approve warrant paid in advance 6/20/2025 through 7/1/2025 in the amount of $1,265,494.87.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Discussion. Hearing none. Christie, call the roll.
Trustee Alba?
Yes.
Trustee Gutierrez?
Yes.
Trustee Porter?
Yes.
Trustee Kunkel?
Yes.
Trustee Bancole?
Yes.
And Trustee Broccolino?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. 7A17, move to approve May 2025 P cards in the amount of $28,851.17.
So moved.
Second. Motion is second. Any discussion? Hearing none. Christie, call the roll.
Trustee Gutierrez?
Yes.
Trustee Porter?
Yes.
Trustee Kunkel?
Yes.
Trustee Bancole?
Yes.
Trustee Broccolino?
Yes.
And Trustee Alba?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Village Manager's Report, monthly treasurer report.
The first item, Mayor, is the monthly treasurer's report for June 2025. It's included in the packet, and we'd be happy to answer any questions the board may have.
Any questions of the board? Hearing none.
I do have another item.
Okay.
So on, at the last village board meeting, the board asked me to provide a recommendation regarding providing how best to provide information regarding the Trust Act and the Know Your Rights discussion that the board had. I provided that recommendation to the board on July 9th. Since then, there's been discussion amongst some of you about different format that recommended, so I would like to understand what that would look like and what the consensus of the board is for that format going forward, so that we all leave here on the same page.
I would defer to Lisa on,
Yeah, so, thank you, Mayor. So, I think it was in 2020,
probably, yeah.
been that long. It's been 5 years, that the mayor and I decided to bring forward the Trust Act. We named it a town hall, but it wasn't a town hall. It's an educational presentation where the mayor and I sat at the dais, and it was a Zoom meeting, if I'm not mistaken, Ted? And it was simulcast somehow. I'm not tech savvy, so I don't know. But it was simulcast. It's still recorded out there. And what we did is the mayor sat here, did a welcome. I sat here, controlling the Zoom. And we had a director of an immigration nonprofit firm Zoom in, and then we had Chief Minot Zoom in with also a translator. And we presented the Trust Act. And it sent a clear message of how our police department is ready to serve. It was a Trust Act and Know Your Immigrant Rights, and the immigrant rights are just the rights that we all have, and that was pretty much it. We had opened it up for questions from the public that they can ask beforehand. I don't recall that there were many questions. I was asking questions just to make people feel comfortable, but it was more of an educational piece that was put out there. Currently, this is something that, outside of practicing immigration law, I do. I do them a lot in public libraries. However, taking full advantage of, we were really ahead of our time because we did it through Zoom already. So all of my formats recently have changed from in-person to Zoom. It really helps as well, so that our legal director can zoom in and makes it easier for them as well. It's also a concern for people that may be worried that they may be spotted at a conversation about immigrant rights or something like that, so they can come in and view it without having to be present. So it does propose a safety component for that type of venue. And that's what I'm asking, that we just repeat the same thing we did last time.
Okay, so that's on the 28th?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I will be
Who
going
has
to, I will be going to different venues. I know we have the Cops Day picnic coming up, so I'm really excited about on Friday. But I'll be going to different businesses and just letting our public know that they should tune in to hear about it.
And my understanding from what you just outlined is you're proposing that the way it's proposed, it would not be a back and forth. It would just be an educational, provide information. It wouldn't be for people to ask questions and be able to, because we don't have a system
No.
that allows for that.
No, and I don't think most people would want to in such a large forum. You know, if I was an immigrant that had questions about my status, I wouldn't want to put myself out there like that. But also, I would not, and neither will our director of immigration over at North Suburban Legal Aid, give any advice about a case. That's just not ethical, so we wouldn't be going back and forth.
Thank you. So I know that I had previously advocated for an in-person meeting, but given what Trustee Gutierrez mentioned about the safety of those who may not want to gather in person, I completely agree with Trustee Gutierrez's new approach. I would ask that we publicize this Know Your Rights Zoom seminar that we are putting on. Our community still is experiencing a significant increase in ice activity. There's still videos that are being circulated. It's quite scary. And so I would just want to make sure that we are publicizing, that we are putting on this educational seminar that is readily available for our residents.
I don't know that I agree with your comment. Significant activity in Hanover Park. We've had two cases. Other communities have had more. So where's the significant increase?
So whether or not you agree, the fact remains that as a community, we have seen an increase in ICE activity in recent months. There have been multiple reports, multiple sightings, pictures, videos. I'm not going to comment on the number, but it is something that has invoked fear. And I think all our residents, you know, regardless of their status, they want to feel safe in the communities that they reside in. So that's why I'm saying when we put on this seminar, I just want to make sure that they know that we're putting it on and that it's a resource, that it's available to them.
I don't have a problem with it, but I don't like the idea that we're any more significant than any other community.
So it would be done the same we did it last time, right?
I don't think a lot of people were here last time, so.
I feel really old because I don't remember what happened 5 years ago. I think we displayed it on Facebook and we shared it on social media. And we let folks know about it. And if we have something before the Cops Day picnic, great. If not, that's okay too. We walk the community, educating our businesses as well. So that's something that we will share. I know the mayor is going to go out and visit some people too. So I think that everybody here can do that as well in our social media pages put forward. And I think that's what we did last time, if I'm not mistaken.
Will it be recorded for replay?
Yes, is what my understanding is. That we can do.
So which libraries have you been?
So I've done this at the Palatine. We've done, I have in my sites right now, Indian Trails, Prospect Heights, Downers Grove. Just did one at the school by Greenbrook Tanglewood, Phil Aliano School, Kinneyville School District. I've done it with U46, Elgin Community College, Harper College. We've done it at, there's another place that I'm forgetting. So large community libraries have asked us to do them. And I lost track of how many churches and schools.
So you blanket in the area, it's just not Hanover Park.
Yeah, you guys are honestly the last ones I'm hitting right now. I've done everybody else, so yeah, you guys, I always kept saying, okay, we'll do Hanover Park, we'll do Hanover Park, but yeah, we've been hitting, and it's not just us, there's 98 agencies doing this in all of Illinois doing this, so this is, and we've been doing it since 2017, so this is just nonstop that we have to do this, yeah. Yeah, I've done quite a few, and I just did one this morning at a mental health agency. So.
Okay. Trustee Yasmin, you okay with that? You're good with that?
The Zoom, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
All right.
You're still in the village manager.
Are we still in the village manager report?
Okay, so I'm
Your
hearing
longest
there's
report next year.
consensus that that format works for everybody.
Yeah,
Yep, okay.
okay.
So just one other thing, if the chief could have a minute about the Cops Day picnic.
I just want to personally invite everyone. Hopefully you can make it tomorrow. I'm not going to speak the weather forecast out loud because I've learned the hard way about that, but feel free to look at the app yourself when making the decision to hopefully come and see you tomorrow. I've seen the op plan and the layout, and it looks like this could be the biggest and best one yet, so we're really looking forward to it and hope to see some or all of you there. Tomorrow at 5 p.m. at Community Park on Walnut and Church.
No
I
further
need to
report.
catch up with you after this, Chief, on the timing.
No further report, Mayor.
Thank you. Moving on to the clerk's report.
I was just going to touch base on Cops Day as well. Come join us tomorrow night, 5 p.m., Community Park. Dogman will be playing at dusk. Come visit us at the Sand Pit. Special events will be there. Come dig in the sand, play with the toys. And then, here we go, Summer Soiree is a month away. It rhymes. Just mark your calendars, August 16th, 5 p.m. We've got some great bands. Get your disco outfits ready. You have 30 days, guys. Can't wait to see your hair and disco balls. I don't know what we do, but can't wait to see it. So, here we go. And that is all from my report.
And I have no report. Oh, thank you.
Okay, and village trustee reports, Yasmin Bancole.
Yes. Thank you, Deputy Mayor. I first would like to say that I am not disappointed in the passage of a new Groot contract, but I'm disappointed that we're not meeting the requests of our seniors. So the only reason that I even knew about the discount program for our seniors and those that are low income is because a senior contacted me and asked me why Hanover Park did not provide this service to get a discounted garbage rate if you're 65 or older. And I didn't, until I looked into it, I didn't even know that this is something that we offered. And so I think it's just really disappointing that this is something that our residents came to us about, and it appears as though this provision was put out for RFP, and then it appears that we maybe forgot to ask Root what the new cost would be if we added in this age-based category. And so I just think about the fact that right now things are, and I can't speak for all seniors, but I'm just watching what's happening in our country, and I'm seeing the challenges that we're seeing with Social Security. I'm seeing people's retirement accounts fluctuating. It almost just feels like this war on seniors. And the one thing that several of our seniors asked us to consider, we didn't even take the time to consider it. And so I just hope that we can do better in the future. I'll also just say that today is the 5th anniversary of the passing of civil rights activist John Lewis. Across the nation, many organizations held Good Trouble rallies, and I was very proud to accompany one of these gatherings earlier tonight with our deputy mayor, and touch on the importance of justice and equity, and just fighting for representation that looks and sounds like America. And I will stop there.
Thank you. Trustee Broccolini?
No report.
Thank you. Trustee Alba?
No report, Mayor.
Thank you. Trustee Gutierrez?
Sorry, just very quickly, we've been talking about Groot and all this, and I would love for any discount that we can give on anything for it to be equitable. But I want to tell you that, TJ, this company's been really great. Every time I've called them and I've said, hey, I got to get rid of this mattress, they're cool with it. They're willing to do that. I forgot to put my 17-year-old forgot to put the bins out. And I just saw the guy fly by, and I just called, and they're like, oh, don't worry, we'll go around. We'll pick you up. We got you. So I've been really happy with this. Plus, they have a really cool name, if you know what Marvel's food is, so, anyway. Also, please, please, please do make a showing on the Cops Day picnic. It's so important for our community to know that we are there. I cannot tell you how many other agencies have contacted us about this. This is really big, and we do a big one in other areas, like in Palatine, and I think this one is always about 700, 800 people more. So it's going to keep growing. This is big. This is really big. And then finally, August 22nd, 2025, the Historic Committee and the CIDC are getting together to do Hanover Park Through the Ages. We're going to have good local food, trivia, some prizes, and just a trip down memory lane. So that's August 22nd, and we'll be having a flyer for that too.
I'll look forward to it.
Yes. Oh, yeah, and you also have to speak. I forgot to tell you.
Oh, try to shut me up.
I'm going to sit right next to you as you speak too, because you're going to be timed.
I'm going to be timed. What mayor has on a timer? Oh, Trustee Porter.
Just a couple of things. I've been watching some of the national and local news, and I have a concern and a question for our village clerk. Madam Clerk, is there any effort afoot by the Clerks Association to protect our voting machines and ensure the integrity of future elections? Because I know that there have been some instances of where voting machines have been accessed and tampered with, and that there's been some irregularities. So has that topic come up with the clerks?
It hasn't. We have a meeting in September on voting, so I'm sure it will be at the top of our list, and Brad Cole will be at our meeting at that September one. So
Okay.
we are actually hosting it in Hanover Park, so you all will be invited as well if you'd like to join us. So I will let you know when that,
Okay, if you
when
could.
it is coming. so.
Okay, yeah, if you could just let me know if that topic has been brought up and if that's a concern, because like I said, there are other communities around the country where, you know, that has been brought up.
Absolutely.
And finally, I was very disappointed to see that Sweet Basil had closed their doors. Another failed effort to establish a business there at that location. And I'm just wondering, were there any indications that they were struggling, and then what did we do to try to mitigate some of that and maybe help their success or encourage them to stay in town? Can you kind of fill me in on the backstory?
Do you want that in public?
I'm hesitant to talk about it in a public meeting. I'm sure the mayor can have a conversation with you offline.
I work personally with them on every aspect.
Also, I know that Economic Committee hosted a bunch there. We actually did business, essentially by being the business. And I know the other campaign meetings were there. There was a lot of local activity that went
Yeah,
that restaurant.
I think staff went above and beyond trying to hold their hand, as well as, I know the mayor has had several tried to have several discussions with them.
Then have we determined, beyond any, you know, personal issues or issues that maybe need not to be made public, about that particular location, have we determined what it is or what we can do to make that location more successful and more able to sustain a business there? Is there anything more that we can do to enhance that?
My sense is it's not the location, and according to the owners, they have 2 other restaurants that they're reviewing right now to go in there. Similar, like breakfast.
But we had Tap House prior to Sweet Basil that went under, and then we had Sweet Basil. So I'm just wondering, you know, is there a trend that's happening here that maybe we need to be aware of and working to deal with?
The trend is the ownership. And I'd be
I
happy to
don't
talk
think it's the
offline.
location.
Yeah, I think it was small.
I'd be happy to talk offline about it.
But we go above and beyond to try to help them get started, to try to stabilize them, to encourage people to go there, to include them in the, any of our events that we have to promote the restaurants in town.
Okay.
So I'm hopeful that there will be another business in there soon.
And my next question deals with our gaming in town. I'd like to have a better feel as to what direction is that revenue growing? Are we seeing an increase? Is it flatlining? Is there a decrease? What's happening with the gaming revenue?
It's exactly the same as the last 2 years. The only thing that we're waiting on right now, I believe, is the Thorntons. And that's not up to us to give them gaming, that's up to the state for them to sell enough gas to get the gaming in there.
And how many units do we have in town now? I mean, approximately. I know it's not fair to throw that at you like this, but
50-ish? I can pull my numbers and give you exact numbers here in a second.
Thornton still doesn't have gaming?
No, only Shell.
And we're going into budget, so we'll definitely have
I have
all
all
of
the
that
numbers.
detail on
But it's very similar
what
to
the
last
numbers
year.
are that we think we will get.
and now that we're not allocating the gaming revenue to the ball fields, is it just being folded into general revenue now?
And for the last several years, yes, it's gone into, it's part of the general fund.
So as part of our budget discussion, can we look at maybe some other uses for where we can apply that revenue to shore up other needed areas maybe?
Sure. I don't know, we haven't even started, I haven't seen the
Sure,
revenues
yeah.
yet, it'll depend on how the budget can be balanced, but if you want to share with me what those other areas are.
We'll have that discussion.
Okay.
Okay.
So we have 8 locations at 6 machines each, plus we have Shell with 10 machines. And that's $1,500 a machine is what they pay every year.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And
Just
the,
about
what was that, the
Semi-
full tax, the push tax
push tax. We haven't seen that.
that we passed? That's,
There was just something that came out by IML regarding that there was, that things are not moving forward quite yet.
And finally, I understand that we're very close to constructing a red light camera at the corner intersection of Barrington and Irving Park Road.
We've applied for
We've
that.
applied. And I was wondering, is there any information that we can get or data on the impact of red light cameras and reducing traffic incidents, accidents, and fatalities as we move forward with that? I'd just like to have that information because I know residents have offered opinions about the existing camera at Lake Street and County Farm Road, and I know I'm going to get blowback if we, move forward with this, and I just want to be prepared to respond and reply to them.
Yeah, I can put something together that would give you data on crashes and then, some of the rationale behind, some of the other benefits, like it being intersections like at Irving and Barrington that are very difficult to monitor with a person and, arguments like that. I can certainly put something together.
And in that vein, I know in one of our previous board meetings, we discussed the prevalence and the growing use of the electric bikes, motorcycles, scooters. I'm seeing an increase of these mini scooters that are whizzing through the street at night, no lights, no anything, sometimes with 2 kids on them. They're buzzing through. I live on Center Avenue, so, that's like a thoroughfare. And they're racing up and down the street on those things. And I'm just so fearful that we're going to see something tragic happen, because somebody's not going to see one of those kids, especially on those little mini bikes that are motorized, that they're zooming up and down the street on. Do we have any plans to try to address that, and short of us creating some type of ordinance here from the dais, but is there any plan by the police department to try and address that?
Yes, we've got a comprehensive ordinance that addresses e-bikes, scooters, all the various formats of e-bike, and I anticipate having it at the next board meeting for your review and approval.
Fantastic. Thank you. That concludes my
Thank you.
report.
Very good. Trustee Kunkel?
Yes, a month away is school. Oh, boy. Make sure your kids get their physicals and their immunization they need for school. Now, don't wait till the last minute, because the doctors are gonna be overwhelmed. That's all I have.
Thank you.
Thank you for the reminder.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you all for our robust discussion.